Hey everyone, it's Tyler here for Behind the Bumpers. We're talking with team number 7103, Robo Remedy, and checking out this awesome machine. I love the aesthetics going on here. Great intake, drive, and also some electrical that we're going to be previewing here on Behind the Bumpers.
Giving you a voice.
Making it loud our own way.
Welcome to the fun.
We would like to thank our friends at Stryker for supporting fun so we can continue to make content for you. Stryker makes some of the most revolutionary medical equipment and is a big supporter of FIRST and its participants. If you are looking for an internship or career that supports you being in FIRST, check out careers.stryker.com to learn more. You can also directly support Fun by joining Fun Nation. Click the join button, and just for a few bucks a month, you'll unlock special perks and directly support us so we can keep making great content. If you're on an FRC or FTC team and you're currently meeting safely in person and have a functional robot, we'd love to have you on our Behind the Bots or Behind the Bumper segments. Go ahead and reach out to us on any of our social channels, on Discord, or send us an email at admin@firstupdatesnow.com, and let's get your team scheduled to be on First Updates Now.
All right, Zach, let's check out this robot here, starting with the intake. I'd love to see it collect in, how that works, maybe talking about some of the sensors in this, and shoot a couple of the power cells as well.
So when we designed our intake, we wanted to make it so that it's impossible to get the balls stuck. So there's a hole in the back of our intake, which you'll see later. So the balls just go at the end if we suck in too many of them. And then this goes down right here. These mechanism wheels with our pneumatic system right here. And our mechanism wheels is what actually brings the ball into the intake system. So can you bring that down, Trout? So these come down, and they spin with a Neo motor. And then, can you enable it now? So when we're shooting, we have these wheels right here, which help the ball stay centered. Otherwise, it would be harder to shoot accurately. And these wheels right here is our main power to shoot the balls. To actually get the balls forward from the cannon, we have this plastic band, which was one struggle that we had, but we fixed it up better. And to actually tell how many balls that we have in here, we have a color sensor underneath our main camera. So right underneath here, there's a color sensor. Here's our main camera, so like during competitions, we can see where we're shooting. And then we also have a limelight, which so we can use autonomous code to shoot the balls.
So one of the things we're going to be talking about a little bit later is how you're tackling the at-home challenge as well. But I want to hear a little bit about in 2020, what are maybe some modifications you had to make or some challenges you had with this intake? It's a pretty complex intake. You talked about the concept, I think, is simple, but you added some very interesting complexities to it.
Well, last year, or something that we changed this year, was these backstops. So this is what actually hits the ball first, and they used to be made out of a different material. These are made of PEL materials, so we've always had to adjust the angles, and we finally got these backstops to work so that it's almost automatic, so we can suck in the balls. And I guess that's the biggest change we made this year to our intake system. I mean, the cannon runs through down into the base, so it's a chain system down here. And one thing that we wish we could fix is the counterbalance, but we just have surgical tubing to do.
So how often have you had to replace the surgical tubing on that?
I think one time.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
So very cool. Let's keep moving on the spot here. Next up on the drive, of course, we see the swerve drive. But Isaiah, one of the things I really want to know more about is that you talked about how you didn't really go off of designs that have already been out there. You looked at for some stuff for inspiration, but then you made a couple changes. Walk me through kind of what went on into all this.
So first, like you said, we used the MK2 swerve drives with a couple modifications. One of the modifications we did was we have our talent now. This is the driving motor that will drive the robot. Therefore, we can get just a little bit more power in our pushing power and capacity. Another main change that we have is can't see it right now, but now we put blue nitrile tread on our wheels so we can get more grip. And that's usually, we just did that one last year. We were about to do it the year before, but obviously it was canceled. So Yes, the blue nitrile grip is definitely got more grip, but we also have to replace the treads from time to time.
So is this the first time your team used Sword Drive?
This is from 2020. This is our first time we have used the Sword
Sure.
Drive. Yes.
And going from what you maybe used before onto this, how much was the complexity to switch from maybe a tank or Mecanum drive to a Sword Drive?
It was very complex, obviously, as swerve drives usually are, but when the summer happened and the off season hit, we started to work on a practice swerve drive with just a swerve drive, so we can get the mechanics done, we can get all the programming down, so we don't have to do that all in season, and so we can just put it on. Let's go.
Makes a lot of sense. So Zane, I know some electrical features on this robot you want to give a rundown through. This is definitely stuff out of my wheelhouse, so I want to hear definitely what's gone on to the inners and the guts of this robot.
Sure, yeah. So we went into the season with a big challenge of fitting all of the electrical components into a relatively small space, like compared to previous seasons. So if you look in, it gets a little crazy in there, and we were kind of forced to do that based on our space constraints. And I'm personally very proud of what we were able to accomplish, because there's a lot of features to this robot that need electrical features, and without our ingenuity, that wouldn't have happened. So we have our power distribution panel in Robo over here on the left side of the robot, but we had to get the signal and the power to the other side of the robot, where we have our pneumatic system, a couple of swerve drives, and our climbing system that is not on the robot currently. But it's hard to make that big leap over when we have this massive cannon that moves up and down. So we had to run a bunch of cables through the back of the frame here, which avoids all the pinch points that we would otherwise get running over or underneath the cannon. And that's really a big development that allowed this whole system to work.
So a question I got to ask you, and be honest, from the electrical sub-team on there, where in the hierarchy do you get to choose where packaging goes? Do they already make all this stuff, like, here, just fit it in where it needs to go, or is that taken into consideration ahead of time?
We pretty much just figure it out as we go.
Sure.
There's some planning, and like obviously we're somewhat designed in the design. So if there's something that completely prohibits us from integrating an electrical component, we say, yeah, that's not going to work. And we jump in and we make sure that gets resolved before it's too late.
One thing I want to ask about, and I think we're going to show a couple of demonstrations of it, is, of course, the at-home challenges that have come with the 2021 season as well. Are there any of those, when you look at them, you're like, hey, these speak to us as a team. These are ones we're really interested in doing. And then have you had to do any modifications to your robot, or are you looking at doing any modifications to accomplish those?
So like we have a swerve drive this year, which helps tremendously for all of the driving ones. So we're super grateful that we went for the swerve drive last year, like especially for this season. It's a huge benefit. Also, we're really happy with the way our shooter turned out. So for all of the challenge that involves shooting, that comes in huge. Yeah, we can get some stuff done.
So talk to me about your cycles a little bit. It's something I know a couple members of your team were really touting earlier, is how quick you're able to do cycles and pick them up. Can you tell me a little bit more? Give me some stats on that.
Troy, do you have stats on that?
We can do in the I don't remember what it's called, where you shoot as many as you can in a minute.
Sure.
We can do, I believe, 5 or 6 with relatively, if
5
we're
or
aiming,
6 cycles,
5 or
right?
6 cycles,
Sure.
and usually we can get all of them in the 2, and a good 7 cycles. Sorry. 7 cycles, and we almost have a 100% success rate shooting for 2 pointers.
Now, I'm going to call you guys out because you got people in the peanut gallery back there saying you can do 7. I think we have the show that you can do 7, so we'll show that off in a little bit as well, too. Any other challenges? I'd love to hear, have you tried any of the ones that maybe are relying on a little bit more autonomous or anything like that as well?
Yes, we have done the autonomous picking up the galactic search routine, and the main part, because you only get one code to run 4 cycles. So what we mainly try to do is we use the distance sensor right here to determine where a robot is placed and what path it should run.
Well, let's take a look at some of the at-home challenges and what this team has to offer for it.
You win!
So 7103 Robo Remedy looking really good here. Of course, out of Wisconsin, my home state. Can't wait to see what this team brings. They're only in their 4th year making awesome robots like this, so you know they're going to be a team to look out for. So good luck, of course, in the 2021 season and beyond.
We would like to thank our friends at Stryker for supporting this video. Stryker is looking for current and future FIRST alumni to join their internship program, and FIRST mentors who are looking for a great career with a company who actually supports their FIRST journey. Go to careers.stryker.com to learn more. You can also directly support Fun by joining Fun Nation. Click the join button, and just for a few bucks a month, you'll unlock special perks and directly support us so we can keep making great content. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on our new videos. Keep the conversation going and provide your input to our content. Watch our live shows at twitch.tv/firstupdatesnow. Join our Discord at discord.gg/firstupdatesnow. And check out Fun FTC on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and First Updates Now on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter.